On the 1st of November 2025, I turned 36. So, having completed 35 years of life and it being a milestone, the day before my birthday, I started contemplating about the past, like the positives and negatives of the last 1 year, 3 year, and 5 years. And then I started thinking about what is going to happen in the future. What am I going to do? So I came up with an Excel sheet. This is that Excel sheet. You can see the columns in this image represent every week and the rows represent a year. So you can see there are 52 columns in this box and you can see there are 80 rows in this image. So that means I expect me to live for 80 years unless of course some unnatural thing happens. So I'm almost at the midpoint of my life and I have only this much left. Okay, enough about me. Now let us talk about you. As you are watching this, you are most likely between age 18 to 24. At least that's what my YouTube stat says. So let me assume that you are a 20-year-old who's watching this right now. If I have to apply this picture for you, your sheet will look like this, which means out of this 80, you have used just 20 and you have this huge 60 years ahead of you. Now this is the hopeful part about this video. So at this time, I would like to introduce to you a concept called Stockdale Paradox. Now what is this Stockdale Paradox? You must have heard about Vietnam War, which the US fought in Vietnam. And in that Vietnam War, there is a person called Admiral James Stockdale. He was a fighter pilot and he fought for the US Navy. He was captured in Vietnam by the Vietnamese fighters and he was held in prison for some 6 to 8 years and he was extremely tortured in the prison. But somehow he successfully made it out alive. Now one other thing I would like to introduce to you is this book called Good to Great. It's a fantastic book. I highly recommend that everyone watching this video should read this book, particularly if you are doing CA. The author of this book, Jim Collins, is one of my favorite authors. Now in this book, Jim Collins has written a chapter called Confront the Brutal Facts of Reality. To write this chapter, he went and had an interview with the same James Stockdale. And he asked, what made you so successfully come out of the prison while many others died? So let me give you an excerpt of what has happened in between them in that interview. Who didn't make it out? This was asked by Jim Collins to Stockdale. So Stockdale said that the optimists did not make it out. So he said, I don't understand. The optimists, they were the ones who said, we are going to be out of the prison by Christmas, and then Christmas would come and Christmas would go. Then they would say, we will go out by Easter, and then Easter would come and Easter would go, and then Thanksgiving, and then it would be Christmas again. And they died of a broken heart. So here Stockdale is talking clearly about the people who were blindly optimists, who were blindly optimistic about their future. Now, Stockdale continues, you must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which you can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be. So I want you to completely understand this. This is the whole soul of this video. With the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality. By this age, you should develop this art of having the ability to hold two contradictory thoughts in your mind at the same time. Two paradoxical thoughts. You should be able to not belong to a side. Don't join a side. And you should be able to tell the pros and cons of both the things. I'll give you an example. Take religion for example. Is religion good or bad? Don't join a single side. See both sides. Yes, you should be able to tell a fact that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 points good about religion. And then you should also be able to tell that 1, 2, 3, 4 points that what are the harmful effects of religion. So I would like to have this process in your mind. be able to hold both the thoughts. Now let us apply this Stockdale paradox in your life. You should have this two paradoxical thoughts in your mind, which means you have a hopeful future. You should be hopeful about your future. But again, don't be so blindly hopeful. Have an equal amount of pessimism or equal amount of realism by confronting the brutal facts of your reality in your today's life. What is exactly happening in your life? What are all the nonsensical things that are happening in your life? You should be able to confront these brutal facts. When we talk about hopeful future, how does it look? It should look like this. You should be able to tell, I have a long life ahead of me. I will turn out eventually well. Now you can see this is exactly how I told in the earlier segment of this video. You have this much time left. So you should be hopeful about your future. So you should be able to tell, I have a long life ahead of me. Whether you clear CA or CMA, whether you become CA, CMA or you quit, eventually you will become well. Eventually you will turn out to be someone. So that is always there. That positivity is always there. At the same time, have the guts to confront what is exactly the nonsense that is going on in my life right now. I will give you some of the examples. The first example could be you will be living with the wrong people. You will be associating yourself with a lot of wrong people in my life. Now this might look like a very seemingly simple suggestion. Oh, what if I get rid of wrong people? Will my life automatically become great? Yes, to a larger extent, yes. Because when I was at your age, when I was between the age 18 to 24, I associated with every possible wrong person in my life. By the way, I don't want you to misunderstand by wrong people. I'm talking about they are bad people. I'm not, again, judging them whether they are good or bad. I'm telling they are wrong people for my life. They are wrong fit for my culture that I'm having in my life right now. I have a particular goal. I want to belong somewhere. In that journey, will these people be a good fit to accompany me in that journey? So that is exactly what I want you to think. So when I talk about wrong people, and when I was your age, I did not know the fact that I was associating myself with wrong people and they were dragging me down. I already made a viral video about this, about how the people that I associated with, they pulled me behind by 3 years or 4 years in my career. I'm not blaming them. I should have been more aware and I should have started prioritizing my career first. So ask yourself, this is the first thing that you have to confront. And it is going to be extremely difficult. When I realized that I was actually all along associating with the wrong people, it was not easy for me to let go. It was not at all easy for me to let go, but I had to make that call. I had to stop, speaking on those calls. I have to stop sending those SMS, stop meeting them that many often. I had to take some severe measures. It was difficult and it has to be difficult. And once you have taken into account this fact of wrong people, the next thing that could be going on wrong in your life is that you could be living a wrong lifestyle. And then once you take that into account, then you come to this third thing, wrong study methods. Now, there is a specific reason why I have given in this order. Wrong people, wrong lifestyle and wrong study methods. So go in that order. Unless you fix these two things, wrong people and wrong lifestyle, no matter how many efforts you make to perfect this study method technique. So, I studied in this faculty, I studied with this study technique, I studied with that study technique. Had I done the other thing, I would have cleared. No, fix the top two things first. Then you automatically, this study method can be anything. The longer you study, no matter what type of technique that you use, eventually you will get good results. But you should be able to analyze the fact that what is stopping me in the first place to, make those long hours? What is stopping me to play those long innings? The idea, the most likely answer could be these two, either of these two, or could be both. If you are actually suffering from both, then it's high time you have to confront those brutal facts. I haven't explained about wrong lifestyle. By wrong lifestyle, I'm talking about when you wake up, when you sleep, what you eat, what is your media consumption, what is your screen time, those things. So I'm not going to go in depth about wrong lifestyle and wrong study methods, because this whole channel is about, perfecting this lifestyle and study methods. So we have spoken enough about that. So I really want to focus my attention, this particular video, only to the first thing, which is the wrong people. Take a pen and piece of paper and do this exercise. This is a prompt for you. What are the wrong fit people that I'm heavily associating with right now in my life? What are the wrong fit people? Again, they are not good people or bad people. Don't go into that judgment. They can be anything. Are they a good fit for your journey? And if they are not so good fit, ask yourself, are you heavily associating with them? Now, how do you do this? One idea I will give you. Get into that zone. Get into that quiet zone. Don't do this exercise when you are already emotionally triggered or anything. Do some breathing exercise. Quiet yourself down and go to your WhatsApp, go to your Snapchat, Instagram, whatever it is, wherever you are assembling with people. Read those chats. See those chats. List those people, top 10 people with whom you have had the most share of conversations in the last 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. The people who you have met in the last same timeline, 4 months, 5 months time, who you frequently meet, the people with whom go to your call log, see the call duration, with whom you have spent the most amount of time. Open the chats and do the analysis. You will know. And then take it step by step. You just have to take that bold call of detaching from them. Either if they are really that unavoidable people that you can't let go of them completely, just at least tell them for the next 90 days, don't disturb me. You should have that courage to tell that. And they should have the maturity to understand it. And if they don't have the maturity to understand your situation, and if they end up gaslighting you about you preferring your own future, then it is high time, they reveal their character for you and you have to decide what you are going to do with them. So the temporary gap has to be a permanent riddance of them from your life. Before we part, the last piece of information is, don't ride the emotions. Don't ride the wave of emotions. The next 2-3 days, you will be surging with emotions on both sides. You'll be oscillating heavily. One side you will feel so miserable, and then that misery will turn into anger, and then that anger will, fuel into a revenge mode, that you will say that, oh, C Institute, you failed me for 4 times, 3 times, 2 times. Wait and see, the next time I will become an All India rank holder. Don't get into that emotional wave, because the higher you go in that emotional wave, within 2 to 3 days or within at least 1 week, you will come crashing down, and then the reality will be so brutal. The reality will suck at that time. The down you will not be able to handle. Therefore, stay even. Try to stay even. If you get that emotional thoughts, change that redirect that emotions into this exercise. Redirect those emotions into this exercise. Focus that, channel that anger into letting go of the people. Use that energy to let go of these people first. Get rid of those people, or at least detach from them temporarily. Then you will start to find a lot of time getting freed up in your life. You will have lots of emptiness that you can channelize and plan for the next attempt. And you will start to have naturally progressive thoughts. So on that note, I hope this video was helpful to you. Stay cheerful. I will meet you in the next video. Thank you and bye-bye.